Yo, what up? It's Roger from the Nascar Aloe podcast. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to hit 20K by 2020. Today, got a special episode. The hair barely in frame. We're with Nascar Aloe. What's up, dude?
What's up?
How's it going, man?
I'm chilling. Not shit, to be real. I ain't done nothing today. It's the
So,
only thing on my schedule.
yeah, so I hit you up and I was like, hey, man, whenever you're back in LA, let's fucking record a podcast. And it turns out you live in LA.
Yeah, I like kind of live out here. Right now, we're kind of like doing a lot of traveling with the whole shithead tour and stuff.
Right.
But
So, how long have you been in LA for?
since September, so that's like 10 months or some shit like that.
And you're originally from North Carolina.
Yep, Lexington, North Carolina.
So how are you liking it in LA?
There's a lot of weirdos, but it's pretty chill for like business and shit.
Right, right.
But the weather is much nicer than fucking North Carolina by far. I mean, it's like humid as shit out there like all the time.
Yeah, because how old are you?
I just turned 20 like a
So,
week ago or some shit.
so like you moved out here when you were 19.
Yeah.
That's young.
I just kind of said fuck it and just put the fucking pedal to the metal and got straight to the whole music shit as soon as I landed out here. Like I had Miyagi and Fossil. They helped out a lot. They really like helped form my career like in the span of like such like a little amount of time.
So those are your managers for people who don't know.
Yeah, it's my management team.
And how'd you meet them?
Um, okay, so like I I was just chilling in North Carolina and I would just make music and do shows in like Charlotte and shit. And then like eventually like they hit me up like on Instagram and we're talking about just like the possibility of like moving me out there to live with them and shit and like them helping me with my career, helping me do shows out here in LA and stuff. And like they they were like spending my shit at some of the free parties that they were throwing, No Place Safe.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
like Fossil DJs like most of the time, and like he's one of the best like DJs out here in LA in my opinion. And like they just started spinning my music, getting hip to me. Then they started like conversating with me until the point where they were like, "Yo, let's get you out here. Let's get your shit running." And now the ball's moving.
Because before that, your music was kind of taking off, and you had to make that decision of, am I going to move to LA? Am I going to move to New York? What am I going to
Mm,
do? So to take it back a little bit, you're from North Carolina.
yeah.
What was it like growing up there?
Um, it's just hot all the fucking time, and there's goddamn mosquitoes and shit. And I'm Cambodian, so I would be like mainly around like Cambodian folk, like out there. Like there's like a whole like portion of Lexington where it's just like a bunch of Cambodian people. It's like a little Cambodia town.
Interesting.
And we would go like there was like a Buddhist temple out there, and that's where like I spent like most of my childhood type shit. Um like old folks would just be out there drinking beer and fucking playing volleyball and shit, some Asian ass shit to be real. And yeah, I would just like bring my board and I would like skate when I was there. And then like after a while I stopped going there, then like got into high school and shit. And like it was a pretty ratchet high school, like. And I didn't really fuck with it that much. And like there's a lot of people there now that don't fuck with me too. And but growing up there, it wasn't that bad. It could be worse.
Were you in like the sticks of North Carolina, or you were more towards the beach?
It's like an hour. Lexington is like an hour north from Charlotte,
Oh, okay.
so it's like kind of in the woods. Like
Okay.
the town, like literally you can get from like one end of the town to the other end in like 20 minutes. Yeah, by walking.
So how many people were in this town?
I think the population is like 20,000 or something. It's
Wow.
not bad. It's pretty decent, but there's a lot of tweakers and shit.
So what was it like? School, middle school, high school. What were you doing?
um, well, I mean, like I started like writing raps and shit when I was like just getting out of elementary school. Like I just like would write about random shit and I would have these little journals in like middle school, and I wouldn't pay attention in class and shit, and I would get my fucking journals confiscated, and but like I was just a little shithead like most of the time. Like I didn't really fuck with the teachers. Like I'd get like fucking held after class, all that shit, and and then like after a while, like I just like stopped like really caring about it, stopped going, and then high school, like my senior year, I was like barely there, because I just like had got my Integra, um, and I would just drive like around. I'd go to like different cities.
Oh,
I'd just be
wow.
bored.
So did like you have a solid friend group, or were you a loner? Oh,
Yeah, no, I had a pretty close friend group. It's Koa Castles. He has like his own little like fashion brand called Standard on Vacant, and like he's like always been on that, and he's the one who put me on to like Vivian Westwood and like the whole '70s punk type shit. Like him, and like just like getting into hardcore on my own type shit, like the thrash. And then I had like a couple of friends like Tariq and like Corey, and we would all just like fucking skip and go to fucking Corey's house and smoke bongs all day, eat fucking tacos. It was pretty tight.
but you were saying kids from your high school don't really fuck with you anymore.
Yeah, nah, like it's just because like they were all like on some like hood trap shit,
Mm.
and like me, I was just like on some like by myself shit, just make music, don't really give a fuck about anything else. And it's always been like that. And that's, I mean, like I've never like been on no like gang shit or whatever, but like my uncle, like he kind of like put me into that. Like he had me like selling weed when I was in like high school and shit. But but eventually my dad caught me, and so like he put an end to all of that.
Yeah, you rap about your parents. You rap about your dad.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up? Do you have any siblings? What were your
Um
parents like?
my dad, he just he's a really hard worker. Like he has been working in the factory since I was a kid. Like even before that, to be real. Like my dad's from Cambodia. Like he moved when he was like 3, and he was just with my grandparents, and they didn't really know no English or nothing. And they were living in Virginia, and then moved to North Carolina, and my dad met my mom. And I don't really like talking about my mom like that. But my dad, he was really a big role in my life, I feel like. 'Cause-
So your mom wasn't really in your life.
not really, not really. She like chose other things than to raise me, I feel like.
Mm.
Oh well.
Did you have any siblings growing up?
Nah, I have like half siblings. I got like 2 half sisters and a half brother,
Oh, okay.
but I'm technically an only child, I guess.
So how old were you when you started getting into hardcore music? And
It was towards like maybe like 10th grade. Like I was just like on like the whole SoundCloud wave, and I thought that all that shit was cool. But then like I started listening to Cyber, at the time Syringe,
yeah,
and like Anti World just kind of like put me on to like a bunch of harder shit, and it kind of like changed me. And like I started getting into like the Sex Pistols and like '70s punk, like the thrash shit, like like fucking Minor Threat, Circle
mm.
Jerks, shit like that. And like ever since then, I kind of just been like listening to that, because I don't really fuck with like the radio shit. I don't fuck with like the new shit. I just fuck with Anti World and that.
So were you listening? You said before that, were you listening to some SoundCloud rap? Like, were you into the underground scene?
Yeah, I was like I feel like it kind of went with like how the waves were, like like 2012ish, like there was like hip hop, boom bap and shit, and everybody was on that shit, and then the fucking SoundCloud rap shit came along, and then like now I guess it's like everybody's doing like the hardcore shit, but I actually plan to take this whole platform and just shift the entire thing, to be real.
Hmm.
Like I have no intention of being like a follower. Or does that make me a follower for saying that?
Wow, mind fucked. You just blew my mind. I have no idea. I don't have the answer to that question.
Me neither, to be real. I have no clue.
So when did NASCAR Aloe start?
So like I basically was wearing like NASCAR Goodwill tees like all the time, and I was Young Aloe before, and I just thought the whole young shit was kind of lame after a while, and I was like, I'm gonna just be Aloe. But then like people like at school, like some of them like in my friend group, like because I was wearing them Goodwill tees, they would just call me NASCAR, and I was just like, I'll just put that in front of that, and that's kind of how the shit came along. And I guess it kind of helps that like my hair looks like a fucking aloe plant. As I get that shit a lot. And
I never put that together. Interesting.
I actually had green hair when I like first did spikes, and that's why it really did look like a fucking aloe plant.
You know, I noticed the headphones. I didn't think about it, but they don't fit on your head. So
Yeah,
you're
nah.
holding this. I guess you don't have to wear the headphones. I don't think it's a complete necessity. I think it's a little more comfortable to hear ourselves in the ear, but you don't have to wear it if you don't want.
It feels better. There's a lot more thickness to the voice.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
it feels like we're on the radio right now.
Yeah,
It makes you a
for
little
real.
more comfortable. So you were listening to Cyber. Is that when you started going? Because it's interesting. If you scroll down your SoundCloud,
Yeah.
the first two songs, you haven't gotten rid of them yet. They're pretty much a completely opposite style than what you're doing now. They're way softer. So did you start making more soft, melodic, trappy music?
That was during the whole like I guess like time where I thought like the SoundCloud music was cool. I was mainly just dating this one girl, and she kept making me listen to like SoundCloud shit.
To like who?
Huh?
To like who?
Like who? Like Tracy and like fuck. I don't even remember what I was listening to back then. Like Tracy was a big influence like back when I was like younger, and but that's why I was doing like a bunch of like melodic shit and like chopping screws and shit like that. But
and you were like 16 years old, you know, so
yeah,
you're still finding yourself.
yeah. But now I think I'm set in stone, and I know what I need to do like on this earth, like, and then I can just dip out.
Are you gonna be here for a while, or
I'm not really sure.
Is it like a quick dip, or maybe a couple decades?
Damn, decades? Fuck, I don't
too
know
long?
about all that.
Is that too long for you?
I don't even know if I could do 1 decade.
Damn, dude. Well, you know, let's have a little chit chat after this, and we'll, you know, sort all that out. So, what were some of the first songs that you uploaded to SoundCloud, and you said, "Oh, this is working. I'm gaining fans. People care about this."
The first like track that like really like popped off, it even popped off on like Instagram and shit, was like the I Don't Dance shit.
Right.
And like I fucking hate that song.
Really?
It's like a passion now.
That's more recent, right? That's some of
Yeah, that was
year?
that was like September-ish or October.
And you already hate it.
Yeah, no, I hated it the moment I dropped it. Like I was like, this is just annoying now. That's kind of how I feel about like all my music.
What did that song blow up on TikTok or something?
No, I have no clue. I
It went
hope
crazy.
not.
Yeah. And you're just like, I just don't like it.
Yeah, nah, cause like I just felt like it didn't really like I wanted to be like against like all the like Triller makers and shit like that, and like people like hitting the whoa and shit, and like I don't know, I just felt like it was just a fuck around. It's kind of a troll song to me.
But that's the song with the video where you're walking backwards?
No, that's Fed Up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fed Up caught fire too.
Right.
Like really where like all of my like new streams are coming from and shit is like from the Cole like placement. Like you've seen like the Jasiah video, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's where like most of like the engagement has come from like as of recent.
Wait, so I want to get into that. But the video for Fed Up, I can't wrap my stupid brain around it. How did you shoot it? I've watched it 100 times. I can't figure it out.
Well, have you ever seen this video called Drop by Farside?
Farside, the classic boom bop.
Yeah.
Probably, but I can't remember.
Well, it's like them like walking backwards, like doing a bunch of actions backwards, like, okay, basically you shoot from the ending point and then you go to the beginning point and you walk backwards to the beginning point and then you put it in reverse and it's like you're walking. It's like a journey, you
But
know?
are you doing anything special with your hands where like you're doing things in reverse along the way, or you're just like walking normal?
I was just trying to do like as spastic
Kind of like
movements as I could.
animated.
Yeah, just like really animated so that way like when it was like reversed it looked like some type of possession type shit.
Mhm.
Like falling down the stairs and shit.
Yeah,
Like
dude, it's
that
so
shit looked
good.
crazy as
It's
fuck.
so fucking good. Who shot that video?
My boy James Treehouse. Yeah, and we actually just shot a few days ago too
Oh,
for another track which is going to be fucking crazy.
is it a new song or one that was on the EP that you just dropped?
Oh, it's a new song on a new project coming. Yeah.
So, Fed Up, are you more happy with that one more than Can't Dance?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like
Okay,
I
okay.
definitely snapped on Fed Up.
Because, like, that seems like you kind of more, you've, like, settled into your style on that song.
Yeah.
That's, like, really Nascar Aloe right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts. I just I don't know. I just got to stop trolling so much and actually like get to the point. Sometimes I feel like.
Right. Is that, like, a balance on your Twitter and your Instagram and with your music where, like, because it's punk and you're kind of fucking around, but it's also serious, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, part of being punk is kind of being like, fuck everything. I'm going to fuck around and I don't give a shit. So is that, like, a hard balance to maintain when, like, you're seriously pursuing a career?
Well, I think like I can be like as much of a shithead like as I want, just as long as like at the end I get like my point across. Like like the career will come, like the notoriety, all the bullshit. Like I don't really give a shit about that. Like I give a shit about like making like a difference like at the end. Even if like I troll all the way to get to there to like get that platform.
So, like, what are some, like, issues that you believe in that you want to, like, make a change?
Well, like mainly like artists like signing record deals and like or well signing 360s cuz like I just don't believe in like having a big company just like represent you entirely as an individual when that doesn't make you an artist anymore. I feel like that makes you like this big ass company and I don't know, I thought art was about like being the artist and like I get it like some people think like I did that but like in actuality like I signed like for distribution and I still have like 100% creative control and I can do whatever I want. I can handle my merch. I can handle like bookings. Like we don't even have a booking agent yet. And like we still set up an entire tour. Like I think like it's better to do it this way and like actually do it for a reason than to give away your fucking like rights to a big ass company.
Wow. Because, so you recently signed a deal with United Masters,
Mm,
and it's a distribution deal.
yeah.
So, what service were you using to upload your music to streaming services before that?
I mean, I was just using like DistroKid, but like I didn't fucking pay that shit for like a few like months after it was like due, and I think they kept sending me emails to like
Because it's a yearly fee.
yeah they said that they were gonna like take my music down, but they never did, and now I think like United Masters like handled it and got me good.
So now you upload your music to these services through United Masters, and is it just distribution, or did they advance you money? Are there any label services? Like, what's the deal like?
Um, they don't really like there's not the only like real benefit is like a slight amount of advance money and just like more ownership over like the royalties per se. Like say you go to like a record label and they fucking give you like only like 30% of your tracks or some shit. And like with United Masters they give me 50-50. Then
Wow.
after 10 years like I get 100% completely. So anytime somebody streams my song I get the full amount after that.
Mm, okay. And then they advance you money, and after you recoup that as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, are you anti-major label? Do you think you'll eventually, at one point, sign a deal? Or you're just like, fuck it, you're just gonna upload your stuff through United Masters, and that's your move.
Uh, Fuck major labels.
There we go. Boom. Shots fired at the major labels. So was there like a hardcore scene in North Carolina when you were in high school? Were there, like there local bands and stuff?
I never really saw like any like bands like popping out in North Carolina when I was there. Like it was mainly just like a like kind of a rap scene, and that's why like I'm more like rap based, I guess you could say. Like I can actually rap, and it's like I just try to mix like the punk influence, and like there was just like hella shows, and like it just be like the same crowd of people. But there's so many talented artists out in Charlotte, and like it would just be every show like everybody just getting fucked up and just moshing like I would take acid before like some of my shows and just mosh my fucking my dick off.
What is that like?
I feel like it like amps you up like 10 times more, in my opinion. Like I'm not afraid of the whole like face melting shit. Like I'm gonna just go with it.
So how old were you when you started experimenting with drugs?
Oh man, this got a little deep.
I remember last time we got asked this one.
Nah, like I experimented with drugs. I'll admit, I'm not gonna say like oh, I have a favorite drug and I like do it all the time. Nah, I just really like smoke weed now. But I was definitely young. I can't remember how young. Like I started smoking weed when I was like 13. And then like the other drugs just kind of came and go.
But like the fun drugs, like the weed and the psychedelics.
The first time I did psychedelics, I think I was like maybe like 16, I think. And like I was wearing like some damn slippers, and I walked around like the entire town. Like I did like 3 laps around the town.
So what it was shrooms or?
It was LSD. Yeah, I actually like shrooms better though. I feel like it's a more natural feeling.
You know, there's this whole thing on microdosing. I'm not sure if you read up on that, but like Silicon Valley guys, I'm like, you just take a little tiny bit like every day, and apparently it just expands your brain. Dude, I'm gonna send you some articles on that because it sounds right up your alley. So North Carolina does have a really cool scene right now happening.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like an underground rap thing.
Yeah, it's actually pretty expansive. Like there's a lot of different genres, like especially coming out now. Like for example, some artists like 10 Cell Phones, like Fonzo Rex, Ron So Cold, Jay Storm. Like it's a pretty expansive scene. It's not much like rock happening out there, but I feel like hopefully like with me popping out of Charlotte and shit, like I hope like to like create some type of wave over there that does like fuck with that. Because like yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Because what genre would you even consider your music?
Shit in the toilet.
Oh yeah. Is it like trap metal?
Nah. It's kind of like I don't really fuck with like like the I don't know. I can't really like consider myself trap metal, I feel like, cuz I've never really been like super metalheadish, I guess. It was always more like thrash for me, and like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the like blah 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 shit.
Yeah.
And like but I mean, I've like delved into like metal, I guess. Like I fuck with like Slipknot. You would consider them like metal, right?
Yeah.
But
So it's like thrash rap.
yeah, thrash rap. That's what I would call it.
And you call yourself the new Sid Vicious.
Yep.
Has there been any pushback on that? Have like 50-year-old guys been like, hey?
Oh no, yeah. Everybody thinks I'm a little shithead.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. I mean, like people say what the fuck they say.
You know, it's interesting because if Sid Vicious was like a 16-year-old kid right now, he would obviously 1000% be making SoundCloud rap. Right? Like, I mean, obviously.
I think maybe. I don't know.
Because, like, that's the new... It's not like he's going to make fucking, like, classic 70s punk. He's going to do the fucking, like, all...
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like
I think SoundCloud rap is the new punk.
that's debatable.
But like
it sounds
new
right.
punk in terms of not like punk the music, but punk like defying convention.
Yeah, the new
and just doing whatever the fuck you
rebellion,
want.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. I'm not sure if he would be doing that, considering like they called him talentless and shit. But hey, I mean, some people call me talentless, and they're right.
But dude, it's working out. So you mentioned it before. You linked up with Jasiah.
Mm,
His career is like exploding right now.
yeah,
Your career's going off. How'd you guys link up?
I've actually known him since like 2 Decembers ago, almost. No, even further back than that, like maybe like 2 summers ago. Like we just he just was listening to my music on SoundCloud and hit me up, and I started listening to his, and I like that was back when we had like 300 followers like each, and we were just telling each other, we were like, yo, you gonna fucking blow up, bro. And then we'd be like, nah, chill, bro. But now it's crazy as fuck because like we're both like on this platform kind of like together, except like he's more like mainstreamish, I guess you would say,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of like underground still.
It's a little bit more of a polished sound, right?
Yeah, I like to record at my crib still. Like I don't like the studio vibe.
So you ended up, as you mentioned, in a Cole Bennett video.
Yeah, yeah, we linked up out here in LA when he was out here, and then we were just talking about music, and we always link up and like listen to beats or make some beats. And one day he just called me. He was like, "Yo, I'm shooting my Cole video today, and I like, you want to be in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I guess." And and then I just pulled up, yeah, and the rest ensued. And then we went to the strip club after.
Really? So how does that even work? How does someone get a Cole Bennett video?
You know, I don't even really know, to be real. Like I feel like some artists might like pay for it, but I feel like it has to be like approved by them, you know?
Yeah, like I assume from the outside looking in, it's like a 50-50. Like the label's obviously paying him because he's doing hard work and he has a great platform, but he also has to approve it. So it's like a multi-level, like you got to be friends with him and the label or whoever, you know. I'm sure he shoots videos for free for his friends. I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
I'm not sure.
I don't want to put bad info out in the air for fucking kids listening to this. But can you envision a video of yours on his channel soon? Is that in the works? Is anything happening?
I fought with Cole. Cole's pretty chill. He recently just put me on the damn Summer Smash event, which was pretty cool. And if ever he wants to work on something, I'd be down if I'm free.
Free. What was it like performing at the festival? Because your show obviously lends itself to more intimate venues. So when you're on that big festival stage, what was that like?
Well, I was kind of on like a stage that was like in the cut. So like not a lot of people like crowded over there. There was 20,000 people, but there was like 50 at my stage, and so it was still intimate. Cause like if there was too many people, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to like jump in there with them and like go crazy and shit. But like I jumped in there, Jasiah jumped in there. I was in my drawers. It all ended pretty well.
Hell yeah! And you're going on a tour soon.
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to Elko, Nevada this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, which should be fun. Who else is on that show? Okay, yeah, I'm going to Elko, Nevada. We're cutting that part out.
Yeah, and then we're doing the Jasiah stuff.
Oh yeah, then we're doing 2 shows with Jasiah. One in Brooklyn, New York. I don't remember the venue name, and then one here in LA. At the Echo, that's July 20th. The New York show's July 17th.
I will be there July 20th.
Bet
Fuck yeah. So is like a lot of fans wanted to know this. Is like NASCAR Aloe, is that a persona? Is that who you are when you wake up every morning? Is it something you have to turn on? Or like you put your hair up in the morning and you're like, I'm NASCAR Aloe, or
I feel like I mean, I'm just NASCAR. Like I don't. It's not really. Like I act like a shithead all the time. Like I say that I gotta take a shit stuff all the time. Like I really am about this porta potty lifestyle. Like, but nah. I mean, I don't really do my hair every day. I don't feel the need. Like, why the fuck do I gotta like? I don't need to fulfill this like look like 100% of the time. Like the look isn't really like important to me. And like I hope like people fuck with me for like me and not just cause like I'm a kid with Liberty spikes, you know?
Right.
Cause like I always get like the new fans or like the this generation of kids like saying like oh, you look like Dragon Ball Z or shit like that. And then like when I don't have my hair up, it's like they don't even know who that person is, you know?
That's sick though.
So I like to like look like myself. And like it like when it comes to the shows though, like I do feel like for the sake of like what people want to see, I guess. I don't really know. Like I've done shows with my hair down and shit. I always associate NASCAR Aloe with like fighting in the mosh pit. I didn't really associate it with the Liberty Spikes.
No, well, I mean, not the hair exactly, but it was just a question from a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Like when you go to McDonald's.
When I go to McDonald's, I could go to McDonald's right now.
And like you
this.
fucking place your order. Are you screaming at the woman
I'm
placing
asking,
your order?
I'm asking the bitch to just fucking make some fries. I don't really need to yell at her. Her life's already pretty shit.
Oh yes, dude. Fuck yes. So it's just who you are.
Yeah.
It's not something you need to turn on or off.
Nah, I mean I can amp up on command. I don't really need I don't need 5 minutes to like think about it.
Right. What are your live shows like for people who haven't seen you perform?
Underwear, shit, piss, blood, and fighting.
Who do you like look towards for inspiration? Is it like G.G. Allen, or are you looking at him for your live shows, or?
I really look up to the way Darby Crash like performs, like just like the like letting anybody do whatever they need to do type shit. Like you could get up on stage with me, like I'm not gonna fucking stop you. I might fucking throw you back in, but I mean it was out of love for you, you know.
Hell yeah, it's like the classic. If you get hit in the mosh, or if you hit someone down the mosh, you gotta help them back up. You know?
Facts.
It's all a community, a family. It's all out of love.
Yeah, there shouldn't be like no envy at a show like that. I feel like it should all be like just a release of like that pent up like aggression. And I feel like that's what when you come to my show, like that's the feeling you got after. Is like you feel like you released all of that.
Wow, yes. Is it hard playing with other rappers since your show is so intense and
usually they like put me like at the very last, cause like there's been like instances where like I wasn't the very last performer, and then like everybody left,
and then you just shut the show down.
Yeah, and like it was pretty hectic for me. I was being like told to like tell everybody to come back in, and I was like, yo, like I'm not gonna do that.
You're like, no, I'm fucking leaving, dude.
For real.
I'm not a show promoter. I'm a performer. It's not my job to get them back in here.
Right.
So you've released 2 projects this year.
I've only released well on Spotify, yes. Right. On DSPs I have released 2 projects, Find Me and Fed Up. Find Me though is like an older project. It was from like last summer. Okay. And it was more immature sound than like my sound now, I feel like. Well, but Fed Up is a good project for just like branching into like the shit that I'm finna drop.
Yeah, because it seemed like on your last full-length project there was some singing, there was kind of like, you know, a balance of harder songs and singing and more like melodic, but all in the same style. But Fed Up was just straight.
Yeah, straight anger,
insanity.
And I've realized now that like like I kind of want people to place me in a box, just for now.
Interesting.
Cause, well, just cause. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
So what?
Wait till next year.
So what box do you think people put you in?
Put me in a box of a fucking shitty SoundCloud artist that screams on loud distortion 808 beats.
That's a pretty big box.
Yep.
So you're working on a new project.
Oh, no, we actually, yes. Yes.
So secretive. It sounds like you almost said we finished it. I don't want to put words in your mouth. But it's going to drop next year, as I heard off camera.
Yeah, we have a little schedule that was like made by me, like in like the time that I've been here in LA, like something, just like a timeline of the art, so we can really like maximize the effect.
So are you hinting at that it's going to be a new sound, or Fed Up is a good taste of what's to come?
I feel like well, with yo,
What?
can I talk about shithead?
Yeah, promote.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so
We got the AOK from Fossils.
There's a Fed Up like project dropping sometime this year, and maybe sooner than people expect, to be real, because like it's kind of already done.
It's a full length project.
It's a pretty good length. I think I gotta like work on like making like songs that are like a minute and a half. I gotta stop doing that. Maybe. I don't really care. But yeah, we're using that as like kind of like a bridge to the box, and then we're gonna like jump out the box and take a shit on the box.
In the box? You're going to shit
in
the
the
box?
box and wipe my ass with the box.
You're going to turn the box into a porta potty?
Yes, and I'm gonna sell it.
On eBay.
Sell my shit in the box.
Oh, I get it. Now you're going to package it up. You're going to put it in the CD case.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Would you ever shit in a CD case and make that your album?
That's a genius idea. I think we should do it.
I want a percentage of that
release.
if you guys do that. Yeah.
Physical release albums.
Physical
of my
fecal
shit.
release. You would have to take a lot of shits. You got to go down to like Taco Bell. And
Yeah, no, I don't think I can shit that much.
You would need a team of shitters.
I would like to recruit you.
I'm down.
Could you shit?
Yeah, I'm down.
On command, though.
You know, I have a pretty bad stomach, so it would be pretty gnarly shits.
Yeah, mine's been kind of watery lately.
Yeah,
oh,
dude,
fuck.
same.
I blew it.
You guys, like, that'd be fucking lucrative as shit.
You know, because
Popular people shit on eBay.
this is a really good idea. I think we might actually need to cut this out.
This is
'cause
a business
$1 trillion idea. I think we should take this to Shark Tank.
For real.
Someone just went viral the other day. I don't know if you saw it. It's this Twitch streaming gamer girl, and she's selling her piss.
Oh, wait. Bathwater.
Right, bathwater.
Bathwater.
Bathwater. Not
Personally,
piss. Did you order some?
I would.
personally, yes.
Is that your shit? Is that like your thing?
Bathwater, no. Toes.
Toes. Yeah, that's what I got. A couple questions.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up with the feet?
There's something about a woman's foot, and it just captivates me. Like, I can't help myself. It's like a crack fiend and some crack, except it's me and some toes.
So the foot has to be in your mouth while you're having sex, or else it's just
It
not.
doesn't have to be, but like, I'm gonna appreciate the foot along with the rest of the package. You know what I'm saying?
Is the foot your favorite part?
It could quite possibly be. No, it is.
Okay. I'm glad we clarified
I had to
that.
think about it.
What about your feet? Is that something that you're into? Do
Oh,
you get some
nah.
like
I don't
pedicures?
I don't need no bitch fucking with my feet. I think it's perfectly fine me messing with somebody's foot, but like, we'll just leave my feet out the equation, because I got size 12s. Like, I got some ass kickers. Like that. The last thing I want to see is that in some girl's mouth.
You need to find a girl with a really big mouth.
Extremely large mouth. Because if I do find a girl, I want it to be full on. I want it to be all 5 toes.
Right. I mean, like if it's not 5 toes, there's no point.
Exactly.
Are you cleaning the feet off prior to putting them in your mouth? Or are you wiping them down with a handy wipe?
I don't see the reason to.
Yeah, right. Because like you're like a fucking punk. You got some sweaty feet in your mouth.
I haven't showered in like a week, yo.
Dude,
My shit smell rank right now, yo. Like I wouldn't smell me.
are you living a punk life in terms of, are you sleeping on the mattress on the floor or?
I'm on a couch right now.
Okay, yeah, that's like super punk.
Yeah, I haven't actually been on a bed since like I lived with my dad. It's been a while.
How many years ago was that?
18, I think. So
when you were
2.
8? Oh, when
yeah,
you?
That's like 2.
I think you said 18 years ago.
No,
you were just sleeping on couches since you were 3 years
I
old.
was 2.
2 years old.
For
So is the couch? Is that part of? Is that like an optional, or you're like, fuck, dude, I just don't.
Oh no, like there's like my room is kind of like this room that was like meant to be like a dining room or something, like a small one. Or like a pantry or some shit. I don't know, but like I just got like a curtain, like a shower curtain as a door, and it's like right next to windows, and like the room literally only fits the couch and like a little TV stand and like a bunch of fucking dirty clothes, and like for some reason like when there's nowhere else to like fuck in the house, like that my room is like the designated one for everybody else.
That's some real punk shit.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. I just sleep in everybody's fucking body fluids and shit.
Weird. You got to get like a black light in there and just it
I
must
don't
be a
wanna
fucking
see it.
war zone. It must just be like a fucking Jason Pollock painting. um, in one of your most recent songs, you shouted out both blackpeoplemeet.com and Christian Mingle. What's your preferred method of meeting women?
Well, I used to use Tinder until like my first phone broke. Well, it got smashed with a hammer, and
What's the story behind that?
oh no, like it was just bugging. Like the whole time I thought like my phone was like super fucked up. It wasn't letting me like log into like iCloud and shit. I was like, man, like my shit is bugging because it was like a 6S, and so it's like old as hell. And so I kept like trying to put in the password and it wouldn't let me log in. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And I just ran outside. I grabbed a fucking hammer. And I started smashing that shit. And then like once I got like my friend's like old Mac and like logged in, I was like it kept saying like the password was incorrect. And I was like, what the fuck? So like I typed the password in differently and it worked. So I might have smashed my phone for no reason.
And maybe you saved your password and like it had a typo in it.
But wait, where was we at before the
What were we even talking about?
shit?
Oh, we were talking about Christian Mingle.
Okay, yeah.
How do you meet women? So you had a Tinder, but you smashed your phone. Do you currently have a phone?
Yeah, I got a new phone, but then like that one kind of broke too, and so now I have a replacement phone right now.
Okay.
And I used to use Tinder, but on the new phone, the number that I put in, like I got banned like as soon as I made the account. I think it's because, like I said, I wanted to like shit on girls.
Yeah, it
like
sounds
in the
about
bio.
right. It sounds like you should probably get banned for that.
I don't see the problem.
Is there like a Tinder for shitting and feet?
I don't know, but if there is, then somebody's got to hook me up with the link.
Yeah, someone leave in the comments. There's got to be a more like extreme version of Tinder.
PortaJohnMoms.com.
Did you just think of that right now? That is fucking dude. So many good ideas are coming out of this podcast. I think we're both trillionaires by this point.
Exactly.
Is it weird meeting girls now that you're kind of popping off? You have a very distinct style.
Yeah.
I mean, like they know immediately that you're somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, I don't really like focus on girls as much because of like love life issues that I've like had in the past. Like I just don't really pay mind to that anymore, and I realized like I really just gotta like make the music shit happen.
Yeah.
And then like if like love is right for me, it'll like come to me. It's not about like chasing girls, and like you gotta chase the bag or whatever. Not the bitches.
Yes.
I think, I don't know.
Do you I would imagine you must have dated girls before the face tattoos and the hair and the piercings. Are you still in touch with any of those girls? Like, is it just insane, like the transformation that has happened?
I've only kept in contact with like one girl who I had like a fling with like before all the face modifications and shit, and she still fucks with me, so like,
okay.
I mean, she sees the whole, like, she always kind of saw like the route that I was going for. But yeah, we don't gotta talk about her.
Yeah. So how old were you when you first started getting tattoos?
I think I got my first one when I was like 17. I didn't really have like no friends. Or no. Actually, when I was 16, I had this like burn. But this is a new one that I tattooed on myself, because the first one
was like a stick and poke. The first one.
Nah, it was like a prison tattoo gun. Like, my boy made it out of like
with like a fucking paper clip?
guitar string. Wow. And we used crushed up graphite as ink, and it didn't stay. And so I had to do it again once I had like a new I got a tattoo artist that lets me fuck around with the tat gun. It's pretty cool.
Oh, sick. So what are some of the other tats? Let's go on a tattoo tour.
This one says Khmer. It means like Cambodian in Cambodian. Yeah, and my dad has like the same one, but it's like on his shoulder.
Oh, sick.
And some of these you kind of like out of impulse, because it kind of just get fucked up. This is like from like Death Note. It's like the lowercase t, and then we got the Death Proof right here. That's kind of like our group,
right.
Like me, Miyagi, all them. Like, that's what we call ourselves. And I got like the evil Mickey like a long time ago. I was just a kid. It didn't really like mean anything to me. It still kind of doesn't. And I got like a big ass Chucky.
Fire.
And the No Future, in the fucking the Sex Pistols cover art font and shit. The globe, that's been like my profile picture on Instagram since like 3K followers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I just recently got the Destroy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right on the front of the chest.
I'm for sure gonna have to snap some film photos of you after this.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. So when did the face tattoos come into the picture?
The first one I got is the like 444, and like, for some reason I thought I was super woke when I was doing all them psychedelics.
Is this like 2012 Joey Badass era?
Nah. It was like it was just like I thought I was on like a higher existence type shit, but it's just from like tripping way too hard. And like it's an angel number, and like, have you ever like heard of angel numbers? Like,
yeah.
Basically it's like, have you ever looked at like a clock and like it was like the same time, like, and you just look at it like on a daily basis, and you keep seeing like a recurring number.
Right, like, oh fuck, it's 115, and then
yeah, like see like 115 another day, 115 on a license plate, 115.
Right, okay.
And so like 444 was like the recurring number for me, and like I looked up the like angel meaning for it, because it's like numbers are supposed to be like visits from angels or some shit, and 444 means like you've been working at a goal for like so long, and the angels that are like appearing to you, they're helping you towards that goal. And when I was 17, no, I think I was 18, that shit just, I thought that shit was lit. I was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna get that.
Fuck yeah.
And I had to hide it from my grandma, because I was living with my grandma at the time, and so I would just like wear beanies, and it was like middle of summer, and I was just wearing beanies all the time.
Carolina.
Yeah. And then the Heaven, that's from one of my songs off the Find Me tape. It's it means to me like kind of like a nirvana, but like on like a feeling level, like achievable in life, not achievable after life. Like, heaven is like something I believe that we can achieve like while we're alive. Like it's a feeling, and to everybody it's different. Like my heaven is different from your heaven, and like everybody else's heaven is their own, you know. And like the song, it was about like not wanting to go to heaven because like everybody up there is like just a bunch of fucking like bozos, and like I feel like all my like anti like heaven messages are like from the fact that like my like white side of the family, like my mom's side of the family, like they tried to like force me to like go to church and shit at like a young age. And I was like in the middle of like being Buddhist too because of my like dad's side. And so like seeing like Buddhist beliefs and how there's like no real control. It's all about like yourself and like finding out yourself. And then like going to like church and seeing like people give like donations and shit, and then like saying like, oh, you got to get saved or you're gonna fucking burn. Like I thought that shit was whack, and I thought that shit was all kind of like just a money grab. I don't know how I got here. I think I'm ADHD or something.
No, dude, that was that was very interesting. Because, you know, looking at you, judging you by judging a book by its cover, I wouldn't have, and especially all the shit and piss talk,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So, like, are you reading, like, literature, books? Like, how are you expanding your mindset?
I actually do like to read. I've used to be like really interested in like software engineering, like and like learning multiple languages, cuz like when I was like a child, like small and shit, and was living with my grandparents and my dad at the same time, they would speak like Cambodian to me all the time, and I used to be fluent in Cambodian, but like now like it's like broken because like of the school system and shit, like
Right.
going and learning English and all that. And so like I don't know why, but I'm like really interested in like learning other languages. And software engineering, that's just kind of like from me being like a fucking nerd. Like I don't know, I'm kind of into like the whole like you can like design a program and like tell it what to do. And I feel like maybe one day like I like want to like design an app or some shit of my own.
I mean, software engineering is almost kind of like a freedom. You can make something out of nothing, and it's almost similar. You know, it's sort of similar. It's an art form almost. Maybe.
Sort of. I don't know.
Like
Maybe
taking
I'm
it
just
too
a
far?
fucking nerd.
No, but I mean, it like makes sense that the music, the software engineering, you know, that
Yeah,
you would be into it.
facts. I feel like it just like cuz I used to be like really into like learning more about like like when I first started out making music, it was just like beats on FL, and I wanted to learn like more about how to like control like the program and shit. And I feel like maybe like spending that much time on a laptop making beats on FL is what got me into like software engineering and all that shit.
Interesting.
Like I wanted to go to college for it, but like we couldn't afford that. So like I just like kind of blew it off and just stuck to music.
Were you like applying for schools, or it was just never a thought because it was just out of the picture?
I applied to schools because I wanted to see like if like scholarships would like handle all the money, because like
Right.
my dad didn't have like money for that shit. Like we barely like our mortgage was like like taking up most of his income, and like I applied and I got into like a few colleges and shit, but like all of them like only like maybe like 5% of the like tuition was covered by scholarships or whatever. But and like I didn't give a shit about like doing all the extra work for the other scholarships and all that.
Right.
Like I don't even know which ones I would even like qualify for.
And at that point, you were already making music, so you had that in your head of like, well,
Yeah.
here's something else I can do.
I'm kind of just I guess like I'm against like that whole idea now, because like it's like why should we have to like pay to be like educated?
Right.
Like I feel like it's a fucked up, like it's just another money grab. It's just another like government scheme.
Well, you know, there's the idea that state colleges should be free. Are you into that idea?
I think all education should be free. I mean, like, we all have like access to it. It's just like people don't really apply it unless they like go to these places, and like, I don't know. I don't want to fucking spend my money to go fucking sit in a class and shit. And like, you can even like fail, and like it'd be all like a waste of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather just learn at my own pace type shit.
And especially when you don't have the means to go to begin with, it's a huge risk to be taking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to press, but has your mom been out of your life for a while since you were young? Because you mentioned that she was trying to get you to go to church. Like, how long has she not?
Well, the main like reason I was like pressed to go to church and shit is like from my my grandparents on my mother's side. Like they kept in touch with me. They liked me.
Oh, okay.
But my mom was ever since like I was like a toddler, like she just like kind of was into like drugs and stuff, and like just kind of chose that lifestyle, and like gave like full custody to my dad. And like I've seen her like every now and then, but like it just doesn't feel right because like there's still like that absence. But shit, man. I mean, I'm good now. I turned out who I was supposed to be.
Yeah. And your dad supports you.
Yeah.
Is he into the face tattoos and the hair, or is it
Oh
a
no,
little
he told me
shocker
he told me to stop with the face tats. He can deal with the hair and the ones I got now.
He was like,
But,
no more, please.
Yeah, I might just have to fuck around and get like a toilet on my fucking cheek.
Why don't
just
you
to fuck
have,
with them.
dude? Why do you not have a porta potty face tattoo? You kidding me?
I should just get it right in the middle.
Yeah, it would go super viral. You get like 100,000 more followers.
Yeah, but then I'd have the porta potty on me for eternity. Maybe on the top of my head.
Dude, yes.
Because
yes,
I like the feeling of the skull tats. Skull tats
Really?
are pretty tight.
Because you have one
Yeah.
here and on the other side.
And on the other side.
Crazy.
Yeah, I fuck with the tattoo pain. I mean, I just like I feel like every time like I have like a conflict in my head, I can just go get like a tattoo, and like my mind will be completely clear. Cause like the day like I got the destroy piece on my chest on my birthday and shit, and like I had like a lot of shit on my mind, but like after an hour of a needle drilling into the front of my rib cage, I was like, you know what was I even fucking thinking about?
You were like, my mind's cleared.
Exactly.
You know, I don't have any tattoos, but I hear that a lot from friends who do that. It's almost like therapy.
Yeah, that's how like I treat it.
Are you getting tats in the studio, or you got people coming to your house at this point?
Nah, I don't really maybe in the future like pulling up to the crib and shit, but like I don't see the point of going to a studio like a recording studio to get tatted.
Right.
Oh wait, what did you mean, a tattoo
I meant a
studio?
tattoo studio, but I'm an idiot and I should have specified.
Oh, but yeah, I go to tattoo studios.
Yeah.
That's where I like to get tatted. I just fuck with the vibe, and then like they be blasting music, so I can just zone out.
Are they ever playing your own music, or is that weird?
I personally don't prefer to hear my music
Do
played.
you hate your own music?
I don't hate it. I feel like I can like just build on top of it. Like
Right.
I'll make a song, and like for a few days I'll be like, well, that song's fucking hard, and then like I'll be like no, it's not. Like I need to make something better than that. And like I feel like that mindset, like I've had it like ever since I started making music. So like that's what like keeps me evolving. And I feel like that's the most important part about like being an artist, is the ability to evolve.
And when you started, you were on FL Studio. You were in your dad's house.
Yep.
You're out here. Are you still recording it where you're living now at home?
Yeah, at the crib. I just I make beats on Ableton now. I switched, and now I record on Pro Tools as well. But we just do it at the crib, and then I have Fossil mix it up too. Fossil is fucking versatile as well. He's got a lot of talents of his own.
He's just DJing. He's mixing.
He's booking all these shows. He's
Crazy.
fucking handling everything. Essentially, he handled setting up the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
basically, if I didn't have Fossil, I would just be a shithead at the crib.
You'd be even more of a shithead than
Yeah.
you currently are. So, what's LA like, man? Are you hanging out with friends? Or are you going to punk shows? Or are you just staying in your house?
I kind of just stay at the crib, mainly because like I'm not really like a that much of a social person. I've been trying to like work on that, I guess, like to be more of a talkative person. Like I'm not gonna lie, like maybe like a few months ago, like I wouldn't even dare to do a fucking hour long podcast.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think I could even like speak that long, but like I I just mainly be at the crib. Like I do like intend to start going out more, but I also do got like people that I feel like might not like me now. I don't know.
Do you have like enemies in this underground rap scene at this point? Because you are pretty provocative. You speak your mind.
Yeah.
You say what you like and you don't like. Are there people that don't like you at this point?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like me. I feel like, or I might just be like overthinking it.
No.
I kind of overthink a lot. I think that's like a part that kind of sucks about like staying at home all the time. But like I know a lot of people don't like me just from like my comments alone. Like, and I just pay it no mind because like they'll eventually understand like what my goal was. Whether it's like after like 10 years from now or like 100 years in the future and I'm in like a fucking new age history book.
And your head is frozen in one of those jars from
Yes.
Futurama.
When I die, I give anybody permission to do that to me.
Dude, we got to put that in the will.
Please freeze my head.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, he wants his head frozen
Like
in one of those
Futurama.
jars from like Futurama. Sound good? Okay. Because a lot of rappers in the underground world, they have crews and they have friends. So it seems like you have a couple friends, but you're more solo.
I just really like to like well, when it comes to my music, like yeah, I'm kind of solo about it. Like I don't really like I already have like a set plan like in my head. Like it's not like me being like selfish. It's just kind of like what I know I have to do for the sake of like my plan to like be fulfilled. Cuz like when I dropped Find Me, I had like a 3-month plan like, and I wasn't like even out here. I was in North Carolina. I was just writing all this shit down in like a notebook at my crib. And like I was working a job at a factory and I just like went about my plan to make that album. And like being like back then I was like extremely underground, like nobody had heard of me, and like it still did like really well like on SoundCloud because like and like I just feel like if I go with my full plan, then it'll like everything that needs to happen will happen, and I can't like let other people in to jeopardize that because
Right.
when other people like get involved is conflict. Well, I just feel like I don't share the same ideas as a lot of the SoundCloud rappers that like hit me up do.
Right. And it seems like you have a pretty distinct and unique way of how you want to go about things. So you touched on it before. Your music, there's a lot of references to, suicide and death. Is that part of the plan?
If I say it is, then that would be really edgy, so no.
And like they're probably going to take you away.
But I just I understand that like speaking about shit like kind of brings like it into existence and like manifestation and all this shit. I believe in that, and maybe it will happen, but I guess we'll just have to see. We just have to find out.
Is it more like therapy when you're writing those lyrics, or that's
I just kind of say whatever the fuck's on my mind.
no?
But the good news is I've still got a lot of shit to do before that even happens.
Yeah. What we say? We got like a couple decades at least.
I don't know about a couple. Maybe I'm telling you one. Wait, how many years is a decade?
10. 10 years.
Shit, man. I feel like a dumbass for not knowing that.
I need you to commit to at least 2 more decades.
2?
Yeah.
I'd be 40.
Yeah, dude, that's a pretty chill age.
I'd be 40. I don't know.
You'll
see
like
about
have
it.
like the fucking gray spikes. Well, dude, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it.
Thank
man.
you for having me, man. It was tight being on here. I
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
the opportunity.